Real life petty bitch and I do real life petty shit. Won't catch me tripping over niggas. Who the fuck he think he is? Keep on blowing up my phone, I let my other nigga answer. You can leave her, you can stay. Trust me, baby, it do not matter. Act up and I will find a back up. I never downgrade, the next one will put my racks up. Ex locked up, he call me every chance he can. I pick up to press 5, then brag about my new man. I'm that one bitch my old niggas really can't stand. Yeah, you where he at, but he run to me on my command. Yo, nigga, stay coming back, that man a boomerang. Eating right between his legs, call that shit a mukbang, huh? If you act up, tell your bro I said what's up. They all petty gang, your own homie show the most love. Settle, shoot my next nigga, oh you in love. You had your turn, now it's my turn to start acting up.
They found her collapsed on the cold tile floor of an international airport, no ID, no pulse, and no explanation. Just hours before, she was Petty Levels, the rising queen of hip-hop, a voice built on fire and survival, a star everyone wanted a piece of. But under the harsh fluorescent lights, she looked like a ghost of herself, alone, unresponsive, and surrounded by strangers who didn't recognize the woman they had once seen command a stage. How does an icon go from the spotlight to the morgue's doorstep in a single night? Was this exhaustion, betrayal, or the price of fame itself? This isn't just the story of a woman found unconscious in an airport. It's the story of Petty Levels, the voice of a generation who clawed her way from nothing to the top of hip-hop. But behind the fame were whispers of betrayal, industry sabotage, and secrets she never meant for the world to hear. Was she a victim of exhaustion, or was someone determined to silence her? Stay with me. Because what happened in the days leading up to her collapse will change the way you see the music industry forever. Petty Levels had made it. The girl who once spit verses in a cramped bedroom studio now commanded arenas filled with tens of thousands of screaming fans. Her songs dominated the airwaves. Her music videos were viral phenomena. To the world, she was untouchable. The industry polished her image, draped her in designer clothes, diamond chains, and private jets. But behind the glamour, the pressure was suffocating. Fame wasn't just a spotlight, it was a cage. Every move was scrutinized, every word dissected, every relationship questioned. Contracts with hidden clauses tightened around her like chains. Every album she recorded, every lyric she wrote, had a price. And when she began demanding control over her music and her masters, whispers spread among executives and insiders. Some saw ambition, others saw a threat. Outside the boardrooms, her life was a whirlwind of parties, champagne, and endless cameras. To fans, it looked glamorous. But behind closed doors, insomnia haunted her. Pills blurred reality, alcohol numbed the edges, and sleepless nights left her haunted by shadows even in broad daylight. Even her entourage became a maze of loyalty and betrayal. Friends she trusted turned into rivals, people she called family whispered to those who wanted her downfall. Money vanished, arguments erupted, and the more she tried to rise, the more she realized she was surrounded by people waiting for her to fall. Fans began noticing the cracks, the forced smiles, the slurred words, the tired eyes. Behind the stage lights, Petty Levels was a woman running on empty, trying to keep control of a life spiraling faster than she could manage. And yet, she pressed forward, performing, recording, giving everything, until the cracks beneath finally threatened to shatter her completely. It was supposed to be just another flight. Another city. Another performance. Petty Levels walked through the sterile, fluorescent-lit corridors of the international airport, dragging her luggage, headphones around her neck, and a mind weighed down by exhaustion and secrets. At first glance, she looked like any other star, confident and unstoppable. But careful eyes noticed the trembling in her hands, the uneven steps, the way she pressed her palm to her chest as if trying to push away an invisible weight. Security cameras captured it all, Petty pausing to catch her breath, swaying slightly, eyes darting toward figures who seemed too interested in her movements. And then, just steps from her departure gate, it happened. She collapsed. Hard. Her body hitting the tile floor with a thud that silenced the terminal. Luggage spilled. Headphones rolled. Papers fluttered across the ground like lost confessions. Shouts erupted. People froze, some moved to help, others just stared in disbelief. Paramedics rushed in, checking her pulse, performing CPR. Phones flashed everywhere, recording, live streaming, turning tragedy into viral spectacle. But when they asked for identification, there was none. No passport, no ID, no wallet. The woman who had dominated stages around the world now existed only as a heap of silent questions on cold airport tiles. Whispers spread immediately. Was it an overdose? A heart attack? Poison? Some claimed to see shadowy figures in the distance, men in dark coats, watching, waiting, knowing more than they revealed. And when the ambulance doors closed, Petty Levels disappeared from sight, leaving fans, family, and an entire industry grasping at a mystery that had no answers. As news of her collapse spread, the world demanded answers. But none came. No statement from her team. No hospital confirmed her presence. Her fans waited, confused and desperate, while social media exploded with speculation. Some said it was exhaustion. Others whispered about betrayal within her entourage. A few claimed it was the industry itself, punishing a star who dared to demand control. And then there were darker murmurs, hidden footage, secret meetings, and a story that someone didn't want the world to know. Weeks passed. Silence grew louder than headlines. And in that silence, Petty Levels' absence became more than a mystery, it became a legend. To understand what happened to Petty Levels, you have to look behind the scenes. The music industry doesn't just create stars, it controls them. Contracts hidden with fine print, profits siphoned, and power wielded like a weapon. Petty had begun demanding ownership of her music and voice, a bold move for a woman in an industry built to suppress independence. Some executives saw ambition. Others saw a threat. Friends whispered to rivals. The people closest to her sometimes had the most to gain if she fell. Every decision she made was scrutinized, every move analyzed. And in a world where artists are assets, a single misstep, or a push for freedom, can become a liability. Petty Levels' collapse wasn't just personal, it was systemic. She had poked at an empire that never forgives, and someone had noticed. After the collapse, Petty Levels disappeared. The ambulance carried her away, but no hospital claimed her. No official statement, no photos, no proof of life. For a woman who had been constantly in the public eye, it was as if she had been erased. Fans demanded answers. Social media exploded. Candlelight vigils and online campaigns grew, but silence persisted. Some claimed she was in a private recovery clinic, hidden from the world. Others whispered of more sinister possibilities, an orchestrated disappearance, designed to protect secrets or punish ambition. Her family remained silent, some say under pressure, others under threat. Friends who tried to speak were silenced.
Be eyeing my shit. They try to peep what I'm doing, find out who I'm screwing. Oh, that's your man, you thought that you knew him. All in my face, he trying to take pictures. I only chase money, I'm chasing you niggas. Petty as fuck, I'm messy as fuck. Birdie ass bitches be packing me up. Your man hit it right, I'm ready to fuck. Shit, you fucking a rich bitch, he said that we put your man on the gram, but you know that you mad. Ain't you like
with theories. Online forums, podcasts, and whispered conversations turned speculation into obsession. Everyone had a version of what really happened to Petty Levels. Some said drugs. Others said betrayal within her team. A few claimed it was the industry itself, punishing a woman who dared to demand her power. And then there were darker rumors, secret videos, hidden meetings, and threats that never reached the public eye. Fans dissected every blurry photo, every snippet of audio, every shadow in the distance. Skeptics called it obsession, but to them, this wasn't paranoia, it was truth hiding in plain sight. Petty Levels wasn't just missing, she had become a symbol. A cautionary tale of what can happen when talent, fame, and ambition collide with greed, control, and silence. Though she vanished from the public eye, Petty Levels' influence only grew. Her music continued to inspire, her lyrics echoing through headphones, speakers, and stages around the world. Fans shared stories of how she had changed their lives, her voice becoming larger than her presence. She became a symbol, a woman who fought for control, who rose despite obstacles, and whose absence revealed the cracks in the industry that had tried to contain her. Rumors, conspiracies, and theories only cemented her status as a legend. Petty Levels was no longer just an artist, she had become a myth. A story whispered in studios, debated on forums, and remembered in hearts. She reminded the world that fame and talent could be a double-edged sword, and that sometimes, silence speaks louder than the brightest spotlight. In the end, Petty Levels' story isn't just about a collapse in an airport. It's about a life lived in the spotlight, a legacy built on talent and struggle, and questions that may never find answers. She rose from humble beginnings to dominate stages, break records, and inspire a generation of young women who saw themselves in her. Yet the truth behind her disappearance remains shrouded in silence, speculation, and conspiracy. Some will say she was a victim of exhaustion. Others will whisper about betrayal or industry manipulation. And some may even claim she orchestrated her own disappearance. The reality, only she truly knows. But her story belongs to all of us now, the fans, the listeners, the ones who refuse to let her voice be forgotten. Petty Levels taught us that courage, ambition, and artistry can leave an indelible mark, even when the person behind it seems to vanish. So I'll ask you, what do you believe? Was Petty Levels a victim of fate, or of forces determined to control her? Share your thoughts. Keep her story alive. Because legends like hers don't die, they echo forever.